and then the Brewmaster ulti. But both teams playing pretty exciting style here, it seems. Look at Entity.
Behind the
They're actually in Fog of War, but yeah, they get scouted. That is actually a sneaky move. They were in perfect Fog of War until Zeus revealed them.
Yeah, they're all there, the full 5 of them Entity, so she's got to be a bit careful how far away from their tower they go.
Yeah, far away or too close to a tower. Or Entity.
And some of these other heroes as well, of course, like Toby on the Brew, a hero that at least in this region we've not really been seeing much of. Have you always felt there's still potential with this hero? I mean, where do you sort of stand on Brewmaster at the moment?
Oh yeah, I think Brewmaster is quite strong. Honestly, he's, you know, not completely broken anymore because he was for a while. But now I think he's a good option that you should be open to. And honestly, I think his thread switching on the Drunken Brawler basically is super exciting and a fun way to play him. So you can just switch around to different stances. Once you get used to it, it's very, very powerful.
Let's have a look at these lanes. Indeed, Eyes on Pure. It's a very different style of hero, right, to the Terror Blades that we've been seeing in play.
Yeah, it's not quite the same. Might be a little bit hard lane here to begin with. He's against the father-son lane of Mars and Zeus, by the way, in Dota lore, at least. I think Mars has a lot of damage early on, and it can be a little bit dangerous for Visage with 1 armor.
See in the mid. See how this one plays out. BZM this time, of course, on the puck, rather than the Zeus that he did pop off on last game.
Yeah, he played an outstanding game with Zeus. I think, in general, BZM plays well on heroes that can really, you know, shine, like Playmaker-style mid-heroes that can be aggressive and look for kills. And Puck definitely fits the bill for that, so expecting him to go for a Witchblade and want to just fight in this game.
In terms of the safe lane pressure that both carriers are going to be receiving, I mean, top, how do you think Yuragi's going to do here? Can sort of Misha and the Jakiro provide enough safety for him against these two?
I don't think it's so easy for Jakiro to provide security, because he will always lose the trade against Skywrath, assuming that he doesn't get some Fog of War advantage, because there's just a range disadvantage for the Skywrath. Pretty low HP on mid lane, but the bottle is arriving for both teams. Gonna regen up, but I think Alchemist should be able to get some farm, but he is taking more pressure than he would like.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Bottom Tiger. A little far up here, Fishman.
Yeah, far up, but he got that deny. All about being as cheeky as possible. Stop the Visage farm.
And of course, Fishman knowing that he can't really do too much. Tiger with that heavenly jump at the ready if Fishman does ever try and go on him.
Yeah. Seems like the lane is just sort of last hit battle. Visage is getting decent farm though. Clockwerk is using his life. Has to be careful though. Don't get jumped by Mars as well as Zeus.
No, for sure, yeah. If Mars able to land the combo and Tiger's ready to commit in with the jump, be deadly for the Clockwerk.
Up, we see a bit of bullying. Misha is chasing down Kataomi, in spite of being like 35 movement speed slower, so
Radiant's middle tower
can't chase too effectively.
Oh, CS in the top lane. Toby 13 for 5 against the 10 for 3. That's slight advantage. And spot him. And trying to go for Tiger, but he's never at threat with that jump at the ready.
Yeah,
always has the escape.
You can always get away, so it doesn't even feel like you do much by threatening him.
On top, Yuragi's got a point in the concoction. He's ready to fight. He'll charge straight for Toby. One more punch will do it. It's first blood for him.
The unexpected 1-point stun. Big power play right there. Some people will just skill up greed or skill up the acid spray, but gets the stun immediately and caught him out a little bit by surprise.
Yeah, very tasty payoff. Getting a point in that early.
Oh, Clockwerk has to be careful here. He's gonna get slowed. Spear.
Oh, into his own cogs. And they'll finish him off for that one. I mean, that really is the case. You know, the cogs, they're not going to be a threat for Tiger because he's always going to be able to jump out. And if anything, they're just going to be more of a threat for Fishman himself when Amar's around with a spear. He's got to be careful with those. Exactly.
Difficult to get out in time. mid lane. We've seen pretty constant harassment by the puck, but Tiny pretty hard here to harass just by having so much HP. So fairly even in the CS department there.
Mark, top CS right now. See Fishman. The two of them, Amar definitely the one that he can more easily harass in the cogs. A lot of damage here, Mark. Oh, he's actually thinking about turning and maybe making a play here with Tiger. Now he's got to be careful as low as he is. Back up top, Toby in trouble.
Yeah, Alchemist starting to become more and more a force on this lane. He's staying high HP, doing a lot of damage, and in comes his helm. So now he should not be able to get punished, really. So looking towards Alex's lane to get easier Clockwerk. Kind of fighting against two here.
Yeah, he's really trying to tank it against both of them, but the spear's up. Fishman, he's going to be dead for this one.
Yeah, he tanked it all right, but can't really survive all those right clicks coming in there. It's not even the spells that killed him. He just took a lot of auto attacks.
He's definitely having a tough time here in this early game, Fishman. He had a very solid impact early on as the Baning game on, but this game too, Tiger and Amar, they've definitely got his number down there.
I think a lot of this comes down to the fact that Visage is not a strong laner until he gets level 6. Like, Visage is just kind of trying to cruise by this laning stage. He doesn't provide anything. A little bit of slow, a little bit of nuke possibly, yeah, but his auto attack is abysmal, and he's just not a dominant force in lane.
See over in the mid, Misha did head over around the power rune spawn. It's going to be top. See if Misha's able to force them to pick it up. No, he's not going to head down. So Stormstormer will get that safe refuel of the bottle.
Yep, get some mana. Probably not going to be able to use the Invis rune for too much, especially as he's showing the Invis by coming back to mid lane. They already saw it.
I could do with more of that.
Visage getting closer though. He's almost halfway to level 6. I think it's super crucial for him to get that level. Then he can maybe make a switch to pressure the Alchemist a bit more, because you don't want to leave Alchemist uncontested.
Sure. And you feel like even with the 6 down here, unlikely that he can like go for a kill against Amar.
He could try. He could try. I think it's just a more important one to try and kill is probably pressure the Alchemist, get him out of the lane, and take his tower top.
Yeah. And Amar is getting very beefy down here, of course. Triple braces and raindrop. Circlet on top of that as well. He's got all the early game stats ready for this lane.
Yeah, he really wants all the stats.
Now mid lane, as even as it gets. 7 minutes in, 48 for 5 against 46 for 7. Both Stormer and BZM keeping the score settled there.
Neck and neck.
You try and get aggressive onto Yuragi, but smartly done that. Immediately TP's out. Doesn't want to try and run away from those two in the chase that they hold. We'll see the build here from Yuragi, Armlet, into of course just rushing that Radiance as quickly as he can.
Yeah, I think it's good. Armlet's super value on Alchemist. You can keep it on. You have your regen from the ulti. And you do want Radiance.
Now bottom lane, Amar is going to set up onto Pure. BZM and Tiger, they've got the follow-on magical to burst through him and take him out.
His birds gonna get away, maybe? He gets them to safety.
Close to Fishman being able to find, but it did actually have Battery Assault, of course, still on cooldown, so wouldn't have quite been able to stop the retreat from BZM.
Very good start, though, for OG. I like the rotation there by Puck, realizing he can come and make a difference. The Wild Wing Ripper. Such a troll creep. Sometimes it just tosses you towards enemies, sometimes it tosses the enemy away. You never know what it's gonna do.
And hard for them to pressure Yuragi now. He's hit the 6. So we'll always have that rage to be able to survive and run away.
Tower is under attack.
Yeah, for now it seems like Tiny is just gonna stay mid and farm a little bit. Try and take it easy. Stormstormer wants that Blink Dagger, of course, so gonna have to work for quite a while. But all the time that you're farming, the Alchemist is farming more efficiently. So it's hard to wait for item timings, because you know the Alch is gonna hit a bigger item timing. Look at the jungle. He's farming now. They had a stack for him, Mud Golems as well, as Satyrs. So he's getting kind of huge.
Bounty.
And he gets another Mud Golem.
Oh,
yeah. I like to call this killing the younglings, you know? When you have double Mud Golems, there's just so many of them. And they're so weak.
It's a lot of money here for Yuragi.
He just has to. Oh, digs up a bit of
Oh,
gold.
there we go. More things to kill, more money to harvest.
With the armless now, he can farm pretty fast.
Bottom lane, CMR and Tiger go for the move on Fishman. Fishman's got back up on its way. Still quite far though. See if he can live long enough. He's definitely making them work for it. They'll get the kill, but they've had to go pretty deep for this. So an opportunity for Entity to get some kills in return. Tiger will opt for the TP out, but they've got the Avalanche to stop it. As Entity, they should be able to punish both of them for this one. Indeed, Amar taken out as well as Tiger. Stormer gets the double. Same time in the mid though, Pure does show himself. Won't be able to get in range for the concoction. BZM's going to continue to dive in. TPs are coming over, but Pure's already been taken out. So the toss combo onto BZM. Trying to take this puck down in return, but the orb's back up. He's away. As OG, they may have lost the two heroes down bottom, but they seized the opportunity to get the kills in mid. We're going to see the chase though from Fishman. He's actually managed to catch Misha in the hook shot. For Entity, they will get an extra support kill out of the response in the mid.
I think good moves overall by Entity. They're trying to stay active, but again, losing the Visage there, any death on him is really painful right now. I think he needs to have a good, fast early game because you're playing against an Alchemist, and Alchemist is going to get huge. So if you get picked off on the Radiant carry here, that can spell disaster.
Fishman, he's going to be able to get away from that. No, they've got the Zeus ult ready to go. Tiger.
Yeah, he was holding it, waiting to see if Mars could possibly get the God's Rebuke, but as he saw that cannot happen, there's another God's Rebuke coming in with this is ulti.
Absolutely, the God's ready to play here. 7 for 3, 4k lead. Obviously, a lot of that natural here down to the fact that they have this out. Yuragi getting the space.
Yeah, it's a worrisome thing here if you're looking from the lens of Entity. I mean, this Alchemist, he's getting a lot of time and space. Huge stacks being farmed all the time. Again, double stacks on both the medium and the big camp here.
Is under attack.
Now going to have timing here, Entity. Stormer blink is ready to roll. They've got to look for something big for this one. Top kill would be Yuragi.
That would be the best one, but again, he is deep in and he's kind of surrounded by his friends. So you'd have to smoke past him somehow. Not an easy task. Stormer is trying to shove the lane and then hoping to maybe make a move.
Radiant's bottom tower.
We're going to haste her in as well. Between that and the blink, opportunities to make a play, but as you can see, OG, they've left this top half completely.
Yeah, correctly has moved over to a triangle. I mean, it's 12 minutes in. You have to expect that he's going to start farming triangle or push your safe lane anytime now.
Of course, they know that this blink's going to be coming for them, so unlikely that Stormer's going to catch anyone by surprise this game with that blink reveal.
I think this is starting to look really good for OG though. If they can just keep this calm, they have 7,000 gold lead right now, and yeah, the gold lead is a bit inflated when you have Alchemist. It doesn't mean as much as it normally does.
Sure, but this is still a lot.
Yeah, 7k.
Right, yeah.
7k is still plenty, and if he gets to Radiance in a safe manner, that would be huge.
I mean, and it's still so the question is going to be, you know, what impact is Pure going to be able to have here as a carry Visage in this match? Because he's had a slow start.
That's what I'm curious about as well. He's going for drums as the first item, so that's a tempo item. You want to make something happen. Farming stacks. I don't think Visage is too fast at doing it, so gets a bit of help from Tiny.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
And Yuragi, very happy with the space that he's getting. Being able to move around his side of the map in a way that Entity haven't had the opportunity of getting anywhere close to him, really.
I think his team is doing a good job. I mean, it's not just that he's magically finding this space on his own. He's just got these friends playing the lanes really smart. They're always sitting in sort of a defensive barrier formation almost on the minimap that you'd have to get past them somehow to get to the Alchemist.
Smoke time for both sides.
Radiant's bottom tower.
He's going to be the target. And with the jump, the toss combo, keeping him in the Mystic Flare. He's finally going to get taken down. But at the same time, Pure ends up falling in the mid there. Caught in the combo of the Dream Coil and the Macropire. Pure goes down.
Yeah, and they expand Zeus ulti to get that kill, make sure that he dies. And I think, again, you're going to be happy if you're OG for that trade. this Visage. Visage is not a very good hero matching up against Terrorblade, by the way, since he does so much physical damage. You have your soul assumption, but most of what you do is still physical. And Terrorblade doesn't care about it.
Terrorblade?
Oh, sorry. The Alchemist is not going to care about it. Because he already has the armor going into the Radiance.
Yeah. I'm sure, you know, Pure's probably got Terrorblade on his mind as well. He was like,
yeah.
If only I was playing a hero more like Terrorblade. Because
still got last game on my mind.
Yeah. He's not quite getting a hit that creeps the same way as he can as a TB, that's for sure. See, Fishman. Gonna get the catch on Misha.
A prize.
I'll probably just let him go. I mean, Mars eyeing up the opportunity to start things off, and in fact, he's ready to turn this, as Misha is going to be able to get out to the side, will still die. They'll lose Fishman in return, jump forward with the toss, Stormer trying to burst through Amar, and with that control, they'll keep him in the Mystic Flare, and they will manage to take him down. They get the 2 kills.
Good Mystic Flare combination. They did use the Brewmaster ulti now, though. So that's going to be on cooldown. And again, these fights, they're not really big losses. And the full Radiance is completed, flying out to the Alchemist. He has this now, and that's just going to ramp up his farm. 15 minutes, and we're looking at what? He's sitting at 10,900 net worth. I feel like every camp he's farming is pretty much a stacked camp as of late here. He's going to make sure to clear the Ancients here as well before they spawn again. Yeah, look at that. 8 camps stacked on the Kiro. He's the one who's been setting up for his friend. And even look at that.
Oh, look at that, Misha.
Fast food delivery right there. Oh, no, he missed one. The Ancients came in and swooped one of the melee creeps. And game is over.
And to T. Fishman's on the hunt, but he heavily jumped. Tiger able to avoid that hookshot connection. And we're still for the build of Yuragi. Of course, BKB into Blink next. I mean, once he's got those 2 done, he's going to be ready to fight. And the question really is to be if Entity are going to be quite as prepared to deal with this Alchemist that's going to come barreling at them.
Yeah, Alchemist, I mean, he's going to come in very, very hard soon because he's building the BKB, so we know that he's going to want to start taking part, doing something. And even if he doesn't, he just has that for security. It's going to be even harder to gank him. Meanwhile, on the side of Entity, it feels like they're slowly playing towards this Aghanims on Visage, but they're only halfway towards it, a little bit more than halfway. Need a point booster.
Dire's top tower.
This game is slowly but steadily slipping, I feel.
Ooh, they're going to consider the Roche play.
Smart. I think they need to do something. Get an advantage. Maybe with the Aegis, they could go and push towers.
Yeah.
See if they can get away with this.
I think they kind of are. I mean, half HP.
Radiant's middle tower.
I don't think they're expecting it on the side of OG. I don't think they have any idea.
They're going to ping now. I think there was BZM pinging over here, but it's all too late. That's going to be Roche taken out here. Entity able to find a bit of an opportunity there whilst they are behind.
Yeah, now they have Aegis on the Tiny, so he can be hyper aggressive.
Stormer.
Speaking of that aggression.
Trying to see if he can get the catch and the toss back on Tiger, but again, the jump keeps Tiger safe.
Yeah, just trying to make something happen. I must say, they're on the clock. The net worth lead hasn't really increased so much. It's steady about, like, you know, last few minutes here. But over the course of the game, they're falling behind more and more.
Oh, I should have that timing for the next fight. Pure Aghanim is very close to being done.
Is under attack.
But almost certainly, Yuragi will have that blink on top of the BKB by that time. You can see here, solid timing here. Fair faster than the average from Yuragi this game.
I mean, he hasn't died a single time.
Yeah.
He's having a flawless game, basically, for Alchemist. Not dying a single time, farming tons of stacked camps. This is the dream. This is Vinland.
And fast BKB as well for Amar. They're very much ready to bring these fights, OG. And ready to respond to the push from Entity. Of course, they will have to take this Aegis on Stormer into account. It'll make things a little more complex for OG in the team fights.
Yeah, the panelists were talking before the game how the high ground defense is really strong. Oh, might go for a kill here.
Yuragi is ready to get that concoction in. Fishman will try and hook shot away, but he gets taken out on the side. BZM getting in deep in the Dream Coil. He's caught the two of them. See Stormer having to step back here. And Yuragi also retreating here, respecting the primal split from Toby. He wants to get in again, though, because the primal split soon to come to an end. BZM is actually, he continues to jump around the backlines. He was actually nearly able to bring Stormer down the once. He's incredibly low himself, and he will go down for that one. He really tried to take that Aegis out of Stormer, but couldn't quite do it.
He was a little bit too deep there, overestimating his abilities, but, you know, his team didn't stay run for too long. The Alchemist was already long gone and farming.
Yeah, they were sort of backing up the rest of them.
Yeah, that was, again, a brew split used, but I think it's good for Entity that they're trying to take these fights. Oh, the cogs protect him.
Does indeed save him from a bit of the damage from that wall. Amar's got the BKB good to go, but he will have to back away.
There's
Not quite having the ability to take him down during that arena.
They're gonna try and take this D-Durn over on Tiny.
So they can finish this tier 1 tower.
It's under attack.
TP coming in from Yuragi. He will be ready to go once again, and this time around he has got the blink.
Yeah, every time you click him at this point, he's just adding one more item. And they're smoking up now, trying to get something with a blink stun initiation, perhaps.
I know that entities here in the jungle have scanned it out. Now ready with the concoction. In they go. They're going to go straight for Toby here. It's a long stun with that concoction. Toby gets taken out. So Yuragi ready to start charging for the next target. Has got the BKB if he feels pressure. Katsumi turns with the Mystic Flare. Yuragi able to walk it off to the side. Help the team take down another. Now they've got to really consider if they want to keep this fight going. Storm's going to try and get back in. Is able to blow up Tiger here with the combo. But Yuragi's just going from 1-to-1 and he's cleaning them up. There's 3 dead here on Entity.
Only the cores are alive now. The Pulse 1 and the Pulse 2 versus the Pulse 1 and Pulse 3.
See if Yuragi wants to get back in and try and bail out Amar. He's going to try with the concoction, but Amar, he will fall. Entity ultimately will be the team to get the cleanup.
They get the cleanup, they keep the Aegis, and unfortunately they don't get the highest value kill, but they did get a lot of gold for their efforts. 1,000 gold over on the Tiny, 1,000 gold on Visage, so speeding up their progression a little bit.
I'll see the start here. OG very much the ones that wanted to really force this action. But all through that whole fight, sort of Pure goes untouched. He's able to sort of keep to the edge and kite everybody out. No real focus on towards the Visage here. OG couldn't go for him. They went for the others.
Yeah, if Visage is undisturbed in a fight, then he can have a huge impact. Spamming his W.
And we saw it at this point. In the 2v2, Yuragi, he did the calculations and he realized there was no more fight to be had. He didn't want to be a part of this.
Yeah, you just tell your teammate, I've done the calculations.
I'm out.
Sorry, I'm out. This is where I leave you.
Yeah, it was just towards the end there as well. Amar, he tried to keep the fight going, but he was just seconds away from having his BKB back online. It was still on cooldown for that whole fight.
Old Patch would have had it.
He would have.
And yeah, BZM going for a Travels and a Blink next. Seems on. Puck has, of course, the Yules and the Witchblade. Good damage and also a save against Sky.
Yuragi ready to jump. And he goes for Fishman. Oh, Coil's going to be off the mark.
Just remember,
Fine catching Stormer.
your own arm.
So they're going to hunt him down here. In fact, Storm's sticking around. He has got BKB.
He's going to have to maybe TP?
He's holding it for now. They want to try and keep this fight going. Off to the side, Yuragi jumps in concoction back over towards Toby Amar. He's following up with the arena. Can they stop him from getting the split off? They can. Big damage coming in with the God's Rebuke. Amar takes out Toby. Yuragi wants to try and push for more. He's still holding on to the BKB himself. He's going to go straight for Pure. So they can take him out with a burst from BZM. But Storm's ready to cover him. He's in with the avalanche onto the tomb. Yuragi gets the BKB off in time, though.
Yeah,
Turn back over towards Fishman. Fishman bought back for this. It's a dieback from him. Yuragi going in for more. Jumps up. Gets the catch on Pure.
And the high five before he kills him. He's like, come back here. Yeah, it's looking like Yuragi is just too
popping off.
He's too thick. They can't kill him. And he's going to throw even more into that and go for an Assault Cuirass next, making himself really hard to kill.
Yeah, we saw that this time round. Yuragi, he knew that this was a fight that he could stay a part of and continue to just push. Great catch here from Amar. to make sure that they could capitalize on that opening stun on Toby, ensure that there was no presence from the Brew at all in that fight. They stop him from getting the split off.
Yeah, good team play, good chain use of abilities. Zeus just being annoying. With that Force Staff and the jump, Zeus is really hard to catch.
Oh, you can see it in the KDA Tiger. And as a support, he's only died 2 times this game. Very good at being able to dodge anything that Entity throws away.
Yeah, I mean, most of the kills that have gone on the side of Entity have not been kills yielding too much objectives. All other kills have just been that. Isolated kills without a tower, without something else happening.
Radiant's
Yeah, we're seeing 16k lead. You know, sure, he's an alchemist, but even with that into account, he's a very, very farmed alchemist.
Yeah, and the thing is, Alchemist never stops scaling, right? He can keep giving those agonyms to his teammates, so no matter how early he starts like capping out, that doesn't really feel much better.
And they haven't been able to deal with him at all. 507, Yuragi untouched this game.
Yeah, now he's ready to go and touch up Entity, perhaps.
Here we go. He's been doing some great concoctions, and they're going to find Toby straight away. Thunder God's Wrath used to scout out the situation, and again, getting the jump on the Brew, eliminating what would be quite an important part of Entity's team fights. Multiple times now, Toby's just not been able to play in these fights.
Yeah, nice hook shot to the creep wave, getting away, but Clockwerk still chased.
And look at this dive in from OG. They're ready to go into some tier 2s.
Oh
Artist
no.
will be there, but the coil, it's out onto the clock. Fishman taken out. Same to be said for Kataomi, not standing a chance. 3 dead on Entity, and this time around, Entity not getting anything in return.
Yeah, they're just falling. 3 dead, and that was without Alchemist getting involved. So all of OG are playing a pretty good game here. It's not just Alchemist getting a lot of farm, but they are really reading the map well, going for good kills.
And now OG's time to take for the rush.
Yeah, I think with this next Chemical Rage coming up, it'll be pretty fast.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Entity. They're going to TP over here with Fishman. Quite sure they'll be able to look for a steal as this is going down fast. He could time it, but no, Amar's already on the case. They've got the ward down. They know the Fishman's looking for this sort of play. He won't be able to get anywhere near the Roshan. As Roshan will fall, they'll put the Aegis over into the hands of BZM. Off to the side. BZM able to jump over him without the Tiger take out Fishman and Yuragi. He's already looking for kills even deeper. He's on top of Toby here. Toby, he's got to pop the split hit defensively.
That hurts. Having to use it just to survive and get away. Not a great feeling, especially as he doesn't have the Aghanim's yet, so he only has the 1 ulti.
Yeah, 2-minute cooldown here.
Yeah, quite a while. This time that OG can abuse, they have Aegis, they have control of everything.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Not too many weaknesses in OG's lineup right now. Passing over the Aegis to the pocket wall means that you can't burst him. It's very difficult to burst down a BKB Mars. And Alchemist, I mean, you haven't been able to kill him a single time.
Yeah, Yuragi indeed, he didn't need it. He's like, I'm not dying, boys. And get in with the jump. Concoction's there before the Ancient Steel. They've got the follow-up from Amar, keeping him locked against the walls of the arena. Toby taken out. And in fact, on the high ground as well, that arena getting double the value. Trapping in Kataomi, making sure that OG have to set up for 2 more. And they've really had sort of Toby's number every single time. This Brew getting jumped and completely destroyed.
Yeah, this game I have to say, I haven't felt the impact really from the Visage. The safe lane Visage, you're expecting it to be a force to do something, but I think he was just way too slow as a hero in this game. He tried to go for the drums Aghanims, but we haven't really seen many ganks from him.
So they're trying something that's a little bit different from what we usually expect from Entity, and it's just not worked out great here. At least it looks to be so far against OG. OG very well suited to deal with the lineup that Entity's tried to throw at them. 25-13, 24k lead. OG in their element.
Yeah, and they're not looking to give up any space. They're sitting on triangle right now, and as you can see, none of Entity can really get out of their base. They're trying to push mid with Visage. Right now, Desperation Smokes, perhaps. They have 2 on Clockwerk, so there's 1 gonna be used. Can they get a connect with this? Hex is up. Full Hex on Visage. Maybe that can chain stun something into killing them, but the Alchemist is not easy to bring down.
Trying to catch them by surprise here with this wraparound from the mid. If this goes wrong, it might be game over. I'll see him. He's ready to respond. He's actually going to find them first. He's in with the BKB over to the side. Pure gets jumped. He's out. He's out of the fight. No buyback for him. Down for 70. And you can only imagine that OG now are going to be able to continue the cleanup of this one. Entity trying to scrape themselves back towards the base. But Fishman gets caught. Toby almost dying through the primal split here. We'll be able to turn with a stun, but BCM's jumping in, looking to finish him off. Get back over towards the base, and BCM did dive pretty deep for this, but he's got an Aegis. So he'll be back for round 2. Yuragi and the team looking to beat into the tier 4s.
Yeah, they're just going for the ends. They know there's nothing that can really stop them. They got shield. They took one of the tier 4 towers. Gonna back up there. They're just trying to see if they're gonna tap out, I think.
Coming up to the side. They've actually managed to find Storm outside of the base. They're caught him with the stuns. Ice Spark to follow up. He goes down. No buyback on him. Katami will try and throw out a Mystic Flare, but he's going to die for getting too close to the side as OG collapses in upon him inside the base.
Highest amount of net worth at 30 minutes on any hero this DPC tour. Yuragi with a 29,800 net worth, minute 30.
And they're ready to close it. They go for one final smoke here, Entity. But already BCM's in with the jump, catches them with the silence. Fishman will try and hook shot over, but the Ice Bomb holds them back. Yuragi's ready to pick up more kills, takes down Fishman. The Ancient exposed. OG, they're down for kills. They're down for taking the Ancient, whatever they fancy here. And there's nothing that Entity can do to stop them at this stage. Amar even getting up into the fountain. They're ready to dive in deep. They're going to go straight for it. They take out Pure inside his own fountain. GG is called. OG will take game 2, and with that, the series is cleanly theirs, 2-0. Yeah, this second game, this was not a